right, so I really just wanted to come on here real quick right now to talk about Khia and Bryant. We usually don't talk about this stuff, but it's because it's connected to something I had posted on Twitter and the responses that I was getting. And also the responses I was seeing to her case that just happened not too long ago, the same day as the George Floyd verdict that came out. And I had posted on my Twitter essentially saying something to the effect of like, I see a lot of grown ass black people around here talking about how like essentially taking the police officer's side, saying that he was justified in killing her and shooting her. And I'm just like, y'all act like y'all never been in fights in school before or outside of school or witnessed fights in and outside of school that are really they're all school fights because they're all connected to school. And I remember when I was in high school, they essentially said that if you get in a fight outside of school that is connected specifically because it had originated in school, that you can still get suspended even though it was outside or not on campus ground. So I'm considering this a school fight because it originated the beef, whatever beef whatever teenage silly beef that happens in school between teenage boys and girls. It's all it's a school fight. It's a schoolyard fight. I had somebody come up on my page, essentially say like, "Oh, this is not your typical schoolyard fight. She had a knife." As if like in school fights people don't pick up fucking chairs, people don't pick up tables. I've seen people pick up pencils, anything that they could grab, trying to hit people over the head with stuff, trying to stab people with stuff. Like I have seen, I don't know what privileged environments some of you niggas come from. I don't know what privileged sheltered life y'all come from, but I grew up in public school. I've seen kids pick up all types of shit all the way from elementary school to high school to attack each other with. Guess what the teachers and administrators do? They step in, they grab the kids and pull them apart. That's what they do. They don't take out no weapon and kill them. Y'all people are really just out here like, well, he was right in killing her. Why didn't he rush in and grab the girls and separate them from each other? Why pull out a gun to immediately shoot somebody? This makes no sense. This makes no sense. And essentially what I said is that I guess all y'all deserve to get shot too when y'all was fighting, huh? Right? When you were fighting girls or when you were fighting niggas in school, y'all deserve to get shot too. When y'all was picking up stuff and throwing it at each other, because that's a deadly weapon. It can kill somebody. You hit somebody up here. If you hit somebody, I've seen people pick up chairs. People pick up chairs to throw at people and hit them. That could give them a concussion. That could knock them the fuck out. That could leave them brain damage. Essentially, according to other people's logic, they all deserve, all these kids that I saw growing up that picked up stuff to hit kids with and stab kids with or hit them over the head with, they deserve to die too, right? They deserve your children that get in fights at school. They deserve to die when they get in a fight because they threaten some other kid's life, right? And also these same black people, right? Because I'm not dealing with white people. I don't really give a fuck about white people. White people gonna be racist. I don't have any expectation for a white person to give a fuck about black people or black bodies or black children. But when I see black people get up on show their ass on social media, talking about what she deserved, she got what she got. This girl literally called the police because the girls wanted to fight her. Because the girls wanted to fight her. They didn't show up quick enough, so she took matters into her own hands. And as soon as they got there, boom, 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 she's the one who gets shot because she was defending herself. Now, these same people, these same black people, the ones that told us, are the ones that were yelling to the top of their lungs, Trayvon Martin deserved to stand his ground because George Zimmerman was following him. These same black people saying that it's a sad thing, but it is what it is. I can't say the cop was wrong. I can't say he could have handled it any differently. What? What? So cops should just handle shit by killing people, by killing children. Teenagers get into squabbles all the fucking time. And I'm tired of people also blaming the other girls. Teenage girls, teenage boys get into these. They think everything is, oh, she said something about me, it's the end of the world. They think everything's the end of the world, or so. They make a big deal out of these little things that when later on, when you grow the fuck up, you realize that shit was stupid and you laugh about it. Teenage girls get into fights because teenage girls, teenage boys get overly emotional and get into fights all the time at school. That doesn't mean they deserve to fucking die. Y'all are really out here saying, pretty much saying that when your kids get into fights at school, or when kids get into fights at school and they pick up shit and the administrators have to come in and break it up, that they should just pull out a gun and shoot them. Because why should they have to deal with that? Why should the cop have to? Why should the cop have to exert so much energy to break up a fight? It's his job to keep the peace, isn't it? But we all know that's not the real job of the police. That's not the real job of the police. And anybody who's defending this police officer's action, you are a morally corrupt person. You are a morally corrupt person who devalues, especially if you are a black person. You have issues with anti-blackness, internalized anti-blackness that you need to deal with. Because there's no way you can look at a child and say, I think that that cop handled everything the correct way. Why would you pull out a gun? They're clearly, I watched the tape. Then the motherfucker on Twitter wanted to go and post the shit again. Did you see it from this angle? I don't need to keep seeing somebody die from a different fucking angle. I know what the fuck happened because they played the body cam on TV. I saw what happened. They were chasing and running around and there was a whole bunch of chaos. Why are you pulling out a gun? Why are you pulling out a gun? Why don't you clearly see that they're fighting. Get out. Separate them. There was plenty of time to run over as soon because he was just standing there with the gun in his hand. He was just standing there with the gun in his hand watching them run around. Break it up. I've seen administrators do this countless times by themselves. And y'all make every excuse. The bar is so low for police officers. Y'all will find any excuse to validate this institution and this profession when it is morally corrupt and bankrupt. It has no purpose of being here. We know for a fact that 1,000 people die from police-involved cases every year. But that's not even to mention the fact that they also report that cop murders are drastically underreported. And even fudge. We know this from the George Floyd case. They were going to say that that man had health issues. That's why he died. Not even implicate themselves in the fact that they killed him. How many times have police done that we don't know about? Probably countless of thousands of times more. But people are still going to really believe wholeheartedly in this institution. And I don't know what to tell some of you niggas. I'm not talking to white people. So white people, I don't care. They're going to say racist shit. I don't care. But black people, I don't know what to tell you. If you're out here defending it, why is LeBron James apologizing for anything? What did you do wrong? Really like to criminalize black children. Like we have no second chances. What was the name of that swimmer? Like, I remember when Matt Lauer, I forget that nigga's name. I forget that white boy's name. But he had assaulted and vandalized all that shit over there in Brazil during the whatever the games were, Olympic games were. And they have the audacity to come out and talk about, well, he's just a kid. It's just kids being kids. The man was 30 fucking 3. And it's so funny also to see the fact that, like, I'm not even celebrating the whole George Floyd verdict thing. I wasn't going to celebrate with that with you niggas anyway, because y'all be doing this performance shit. Y'all be doing this performance shit all the time. Y'all always performing. Y'all just got off talking about how oh my goodness, I'm so glad he's going to jail. Then to fast forward only a few minutes fucking later to throwing this black girl up under the bus. Throwing this black girl up under the bus after you just got done doing all these performative tears for George Floyd. Shut the fuck up. You have some issues that you need to work out with yourself, some of you black people. Not all of you. All I gotta say, because I'm not gonna let this go on too long, girl.